Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon from Zulu Sierra 6 Yankee India, running the Sunday worldwide DATV Net. Firstly, if I look a bit red in the face, it's because I am red in the face. I had my grandson over from the UK, and the whole weekend was spent in the garden with Leslie and little William, and got sunburnt like mad, so apologies for that. Anyway, as usual, we do wish to thank the Qatar satellite company for allowing us an opportunity on their satellite. We also wish to thank AMSAT DL, AMSAT UK, and of course the British Amateur Television Club for all their assistance and guidance and making this possible for us to be able to transmit via this wonderful satellite. Today on frequency we have the following. We have Papa Alpha 3 Alpha Oscar Delta. Hello Bert, and he's got his microphone fixed, so we'll be pleased to hear that. Hello to Dave, nice signal I saw earlier on, Dave. Mike 5 Tango X-Ray Juliet, beautiful signal. And then we also have Leon, ZS1 Mexico down in the Cape, in Worcester, near Cape Town, not far from Cape Town. And we have Rajesh, Victor Uniform 2 Oscar Whiskey. I just want to have a look on our other net. Let's just see. Papa Echo 1 Juliet Tango Oscar Uniform, but he is talking to another chap. And I think Henry's on as well, ZS6 Mike Charlie, but he's still in Portugal, I understand, but he's on his way back. Let me just see, I got a message here. Oh, and Leon, ZS6 LMG, he's listening. And so on the net, hello Albert, as usual. Ocean November 4 Alpha Alpha Hotel, nice to see you on YouTube. And I think ZS1 IH will be listening or watching. So yeah, we have 5 guys on at the moment. So with that, I shall call in Bert, and if you can pass it to Dave to Leon, and Leon to Rajesh, and then Rajesh, if no one else comes back to me from Zulu Sierra 6 Yankee India.
Yeah, okay, thanks Gary. This Papa Alpha 3 Alpha Oscar Delta. Yeah, I'm back with, not with a normal microphone, but with a headset. Yeah, and headset is also with the microphone, so issue solved. No, not really solved, but I don't know what it is. Was this a quality microphone normally? But yeah, some people said it looks more like a robotic voice. And the last couple of weeks I was not present here at the net. Last week we had, yeah, there was very good conditions on 70 centimeters. It was not bad at all. With yeah, with SSB, CW, and also with the DATV. I saw even what was M0 Delta Tango Sierra, yeah, M0 DTS from the UK. I can even see him on 70 centimeters. That was great, even with moving pictures. That was yeah, it was great to see that someone from the UK on 70 centimeters. That was a couple of hundred kilometers from me away. Yeah, issues over here, not just the microphone, but also with the LMB. That started also last week or 2 weeks ago already. A little bit disturbing audio, and then certainly on one moment it stopped working completely. It seems that the main chip, yeah, if you can call it the main chip, there is one big chip in the LMB. That's an octagon LMB, and the main chip where do you call it? The multiplier for the frequency. Let's put the audio a little bit back. Maybe there's too much audio. Okay. Now, let's see. I see OBS is passing the red line. Okay. Yeah, the Octocon, the main chip, there, nothing happened with it. So I think the whole LNB is broken. So it's kicked out. I cut temporarily in another dish there the bullseye for RX, and it's a little bit moving for the narrow band more than of course for the wide band. When you leave it on power, it's rather stable, but when you put the power on, it goes up and down in frequency. Especially here for the last couple of nights, we had below 0 centigrade temperatures, and on the moment it's just maybe 2-3 degrees above 0. So yeah, that's not good for a non-synced LNB. By the way, I can receive till now all the DATV stations again. So yeah, there was a lot of work for me. Collect some parts, 3 little bags with crystals, 10 megahertz, 25 and 40 megahertz. And the plan is to make some crystal filters with those 3. 10 of each, and probably 10 of totally 30 crystals is probably cheaper over here from China land than one here in the Netherlands. But the quality, I don't know, we will see when we are making some filters. And for the, that's all I have to tell here on the moment. So busy thing. Oh, maybe little other thing. Let's see. I'm also busy with the 10 meter DATV. I got a small amplifier over here. I got that's the Pluto. The input, of course. Yeah, the long wire. The Pluto goes here in 0 dB and approximately 2.5 watts with good shoulders, good quality, 2.5 watt output. So this works, and now I got a bigger amplifier, and the test will be to put this little small amplifier to the big amplifier, and hopefully I can generate on around approximately let's say 200-250 watts DATV then on 10 meter, hopefully. But anyway, the start is can make 2.5 watts, and that's the start. Let's see, the next one in a row, that was someone from the UK. Yeah, M5 TXJ. Dave, the system is yours from Pop Alpha 3 Alpha Oscar Delta.
Papa Alpha 3 Alpha Oscar Delta in the net, M5 TXJ. Afternoon all. Seems I've got audio, so just mute that. Yes, thank you to Gary for running the net, and 2 excellent signals so far. I have very little to report. I haven't been doing much. I'm very interested in what's going on 10 meters. And I've built one of Mike G0MJW's 10 meter converters, but unfortunately it doesn't work. I think the PGA 103 plus local oscillator amplifier is dead, so I'm going to change that. Other than that, I've either been at work or last weekend I was absent due to being down at London for the National Remembrance Parade at the Cenotaph. And I've got a couple of photos here. Yep, there's one of me with some of my colleagues, and yeah, the cap badge won't be familiar to many of you. If anyone, it's the Royal Observer Corps. We were the nation's sort of last line of defence. If there'd been a nuclear war, we would have reported where the bombs were falling, and where the fallout was and things like that. Just hopefully send people where they were safer. And then we got a view of what we had looking down Whitehall, and that was the RAF police, the snowdrops in front of us. They get the name snowdrops from the white caps. Yeah, that's all I've been up to. So not much to report, but hopefully next week I'll have more of interest. So with that, I'll pass it on to Leon. Zulu Sierra 1 Mike on the net. This is Mike 5 Tango X-Ray Juliet.
Okay, thanks Dave. Let me just see, do I have audio? I've been messing around so much. Okay, yeah, sounds like it. Okay, yes, right. Gary, thanks for sorting out my messes that I've caused. Yes, you must have been very busy because I haven't heard you during the weekend so far. I did a few tests with the camera outside. This camera that I'm using now, the Panasonic, I took it outside and just took a few short videos just to see what does the thing do when it's getting enough light, because as I've said before, I can see noise in the picture, and that's due to low light. Okay, Bert, so you had some problems with the LNB, but you can receive now, so you must have fixed that. And yeah, and I see you're also into the 10 meter DATV business. That sounds very, very exciting. Gary, I wonder if we will ever have propagation between the two of us on 10 meters. And we could try it. Yes. That sounds really interesting. Okay, Dave, and I see you're also talking about the 10 meter business. Yeah. And I did see on Thursday, I saw some of your pictures, and I also see them now, of the wartime gooders. Very nice. Okay, what I'm going to do now, I'm quickly going to roll. I want number 3 and number 4. That's number 3. Roll. The first is of my hydrangeas. They're very small this year. I think they're still busy growing or whatever. Last year they were huge. But the first one is of part of them which is in the sun, so it's highly exposed. There shouldn't be any noise in the camera there. And the next one is of the same hydrangeas, but just from another bush which is in the shade. And let's just see the difference. Okay, let's see if this thing records reasonably. This is now a test for what the thing does when it's got enough light. Just to see how much tiling is it on the image. Okay, now we have a similar shot, but in the shade, not in the sun. Right. Let's have a look inside and see what it looks like. Okay. It just so happens to be that the second one, which is in the shade, was also a blue flower and not a pink one like the other. One could have thought that it's because of the colder lighting that it now looks blue, but it is actually a blue one, the second one. So okay, that's it from me. I give it to Rajesh, VU2 Oscar Whiskey, for the group from ZS1 Mike.
So we'll swing it around again and let's just see if there's anyone else that's joined us. Rajesh, VU2OW, if you can try and get things working. Yeah, it's a very, very short net today. I think everyone's either very cold or very busy. In South Africa here, our part, it's wall-to-wall blue skies. It's been a beautiful day. And this morning I took the grandchildren out for some water sports. They were sliding down water slides and all sorts of things. It was good fun. And yesterday they were jumping on a trampoline. And a friend of mine, Harold, he's a medical doctor. He's actually a surgeon. He had his little grandchild here as well. And so the grandchildren were running into different directions. So I ran after the one and he ran after the other. And the rest of the people were laughing because they never thought the two of us would be running after little ones. Anyway, that's what happens, eh? You become grandparents. So there we go. It was good fun. But we'll maybe put some pictures on next week. Little Leslie sitting next to me, he took quite a number of nice pictures. He inherited my Nikon Leon. He's got two nice lenses on too, so he's been taking a lot of pictures. And I must say, he's got an eye for framing. He did quite well, I must say. Nicely in focus, everything's fine. And so, yeah, you see, when he first wanted this new little Canon now, and I thought, no, hell, I'm not buying another one. But here's a fixed camera. It's a mirror type, you know, DSLR. But it works well, so he's been having a bit of fun with that. Okay, let's see, Bert, you coming back. Nice on that construction you're busy with. And also Dave, yeah, I think Leon and us should, and I should look at coming onto 10 meters. I'm almost sure we'll be able to work into the UK. When conditions are good, it's a pipeline, Leon, into the UK, even on 6 meters sometimes. We used to get trans-equatorial ducting and it works. But so that's something to do perhaps going forward. I just want to see if there's anyone else. Okay, that's Papa Echo 1 Juliet Tango uniform. He's just having a chat to old Papa Alpha 3 Alpha Oscar Delta. All right, but no one else on today, so it's been a very, very quiet weekend by the looks of it. So I pass it back to you, Bert, if you don't mind taking it. Papa Alpha 3 Alpha Oscar Delta, you pass to Dave and all the way through from Zulu Sierra 6 Yankee India.
Yeah, I'm back in business, I see. And also with audio, that's always great. Some audio. Yeah, okay, yeah, PH1 JTU is also watching. I just received an email from him. He was watching what time it happened, so probably will be also active then in the near future with on the net. Maybe we will see. And his name is Fokke, Foxtrot Oscar Kilo Kilo Echo. That's his name. Let's see. Yeah, indeed, in a short net today. Yeah, it's not necessary to have a long net, of course, but yeah. Okay, what I wrote down. Oh yeah, about Leon, the camera. What brand is it and what type? I'm curious about it. What I write it down. Okay, yeah. Yeah, for my opinion is when you the shots in the shade, for my opinion, looks better to me than in the sun. But yeah, maybe your idea about it is all around, Leon. But yeah, for me, it's was in the shade was the best. Also, the colors, the blue purple or the purple blue, what do you call it? Was my idea was it better in the shade than full in the sun? But yeah, other people can all give their own comments on that. Yeah, that's all I have over here. Yeah, the big amplifier is just my shortwave amplifier. So yeah, I hope that I can put it in RTTY mode. So I will get approximately, as I said, 2 to 250 watts RF output in DATV. But yeah, maybe we can make some QSOs to yeah, to the USA or South Africa. Maybe it's, if I understand it correctly, in the USA it was not allowed, I believe, to transmit on 10 meter with DATV, but that's what I remember. But maybe I'm wrong. But anyway, you can always going on receive mode. An RTL dongle with yeah, SDR Angel or something, and yeah, you can receive something. Yeah, and that's also, of course, for on South Africa. I don't know if it's allowed to put some power in the air on the 10 meter for DATV. We have some issues with 6 meter above certain frequency. Just the frequency where the DATV starts is not allowed to have more than 30 watts over here in the Netherlands. On the SSB part, I can, if I can remember correctly, you can have up to the maximum what can be allowed in 400 watts. But on the DATV part, on 6 meters, just 6 watts officially. Okay, yeah, that's all I have here on the moment from this side. We'll say everybody have a nice week. And yeah, the net is then short today. And probably will be back then next week. Hopefully with a little bit more cleaned up desk over here. This is the desk at the moment. It's a lot of equipment that's open, and yeah, the pictures maybe not, quality is not so good because yeah, we have also some. I presume then you have there in South Africa. Only yeah, the warm is not over here. It's just above 0 degrees over here, and yeah, the winter is coming anyway. Yeah, okay. Then the system goes back to the UK. Dave, take it. M5 TXJ from Papa Alpha 3 Alpha Oscar Delta.
Papa Alpha 3 Alpha Oscar Delta on the net. Mike 5 Tango X-Ray Juliet. Fine business, Bert. And yeah, and it's good to be on the net again. It's only my second appearance. I'm very new to DATV, so if I appear to be a very poor newsreader or that type of equivalent, then I hope I'll get better with time. A little bit about my setup here. I'm running a Portsdown 4 with a Pluto, and it's a Portsdown Langstone combo. So the Pluto is running the For the Brave firmware. and I was having awful problems with the Pluto rebooting and losing USB connection. So I cut open the USB lead between the Pi and the Pluto and inserted a Schottky diode in the positive line. So the Pluto is now running at 4.85 volts and the Pi at 5.15, and it's absolutely rock solid. So I've just wrote a little tiny article for the next BATC magazine on what I did, and hopefully it might help someone else if they're having reliability issues with their Pluto. That runs into an SPF 5189Z amplifier, then into an AMSAT driver amp, the 2.4 filtered amp, and into a Nokia. Unfortunately, I've got about 15 meters of feeder between the amp and the dish. The dish is 1.25 Ghibertini with a potty on the end, and so that's what I'm using. On receive, I've got a Winter Hill, so I can monitor 4 signals at once, and there's also a Nooker connected to the ports down, so I can do DVB-T as well. And I forgot to say that I've been shopping with a local amateur, G7 ITT, not JTT but ITT, to get a 1.5 meter dish. So he's now working on getting his way onto the satellite as well. It could be a while yet. I'll not be on next week as I'm at work from 09:30 to 21:30, but I will be watching. And the following week missing as well. You've not scared me off, but the ex-service association that I'm a member of, well, I'm actually the chairman of, it's our pre-Christmas dinner, so we'll be out doing my chairmanly duties for that. Not much to report other than that, but I think we may have Charlie Tango 3 Foxtrot Mike joining the net after Leon. I did see his name pop up on the spreadsheet. Thanks, Gary, once again for running the net, and I will be back, but apologies for being missing for the next 2 weeks. So round again to Leon, and the camera pictures were excellent, Leon. So Zulu Sierra 1 Mike, this is Mike 5 Tango X-Ray Juliet in the net. Bye for now.
Okay, thanks Dave. M5TXJ and the group ZS1 Mike returning. Yeah, beautiful signal from your side. Excellent video and audio. It's very solid, very stable, and I cannot believe that you're running 540 lines. I'm running 1080 here. You're running 540 and I can't see the difference. Maybe on a big screen you'll see a slight difference, but yes, that makes your picture so much more stable. You know, you can have more motion in it than I can. Who was it who dropped out? No, it was Bert. When you were swinging your camera around and so on there, you dropped out a bit because it's just too much data that the thing has to update and push through this narrow pipe. But yeah, once you stopped moving the camera, it all came back and it was fine. And thanks for the feedback anyway on my pictures, both you, Dave, and Bert. Yeah, you're right, Bert. The first one, the one with the pink flower, is not as good as the one with the blue flower because of the motion. There was a bit of wind when I did the first one, which caused a lot of movement in the flowers, and you know, with the low symbol rate we're running, it just takes too much to update it, and you get little artifacts and so on. But my main aim for this test was to check for tiling, because I tend to get a lot of tiling in my picture when the light is low. The light is not good now, but it's at night it's much worse, and then I get a heck of a lot of tiling on my face. And I just wanted to prove that it is due to the noise in the camera video. That's why I took those outdoor shots where obviously there shouldn't be any noise in that. Okay, another proof, Gary, I told you that I've installed those, the network, the waveform monitor and the vector scope. Now, okay, I'll quickly switch on the waveform monitor. There's that one, and then you'll see, check the increase in tiling on my face the moment that waveform monitor comes on. There, the waveform monitor is on now, right next to me, and you will see how bad my face looks, because the waveform monitor's got a lot of fine little noisy pixels and things in it, and it's taking up an enormous lot of bandwidth. And if I switch it off and give it a second or two, then the noise should be gone, or at least the tiling should be less. Okay, just a little experiment. Okay, the next man to take it, Rajesh, doesn't seem to be there, but I think Dave said he saw somebody else. So we give it to the next station from ZS1 Mike.
Okay, I think I get audio. Okay, fine. Good afternoon, guys. It's I think the second time that I transmit here on the QO-100, and I think we are in the same fuse. It's 13:30 of this afternoon, and today I think I'm in the place of Eduardo Papa Yankee 2 Radio November that don't comes today. So I had a new setup. I finally put the old stuff in the terrace, all the equipment in a big house, and with some tentatives, and I think it's running more or less. I had a better signal. I hope that reach in your QTH in good shape. So let's see if the audio, I think, yeah, the audio it's okay. So I can pass roughly a sample video that I made of my setup for all of you seeing what I will made in the last days. So here are the news. I think that the audio don't perturb my transmission. It's the box in near the antenna. The feed is Alex with the 3.5 turns. It's the appointment for the satellite in this position. It's near the antenna. The antenna is 1.2 meters offset dish. This is the part electrical stuff inside of plastic box. This is the back of the housing. Some in-out air entrance. The support of the housing. The initial setup when I put in the terrace. Sorry for the position of the picture. It's not the correct one, but you know, it's a rapidly setup that I made, and it's not the best presentation. But my apologies for that. So I think it's running all the pieces that I want to show you, and here are the antennas that are coming. The first one in the left side, it's 1.2 meter offset dish that I'm transmitting in this moment. I think the power is around 40 watts. I made some measures here in the bench, and I think with 6 dB attenuator and gives me about 10 dBs or more. The double, it's for my calculations, it's about 14 watts more or less on the feed. The little one, it's for narrow band, and the older one, the grid pack antenna from Angel, it's for 2.5, 2.7 gigahertz, but works very nice in this band. I do some tests with that antenna. It's not in the correct position to the satellite. It's quite there, but it's not a circular one. And I think you know it. I lose 3 dBs in this antenna, but it work. It work. I do some tests some days ago, and the signal it's a little inferior, but it works. It's a standby antenna. Okay, for now it's all for my site. This is my new setup, and finally I had a better signal. Okay, back to Gary, Zulu Sierra 6 Yankee India. This is Charlie Tango 3 Fox Mike from Funchal, Madeira. Greetings for all of you. I watching another run and then go QRT. Bye bye guys. See you.
Okay, Miguel. Let's just make sure that I'm on. I had a funny thing happen. My computer froze. Hasn't done that in a long time. I just hope my audio is okay. Hello, Tess. Okay. Hello, Miguel, and welcome, Charlie Tango 3 Fox Mike. Beautiful signal and a very impressive station you've got going there, and nice output power, so everything's working very well. In fact, I must just reduce my power. Let me just bring it down a little bit. I don't want to be too strong. It's not necessary at this FEC rate. Wonderful, Miguel, and thanks for coming up as well there. And Dave, thanks for advising us. I did see Miguel's call sign pop up. I just want to see Rajesh. Rajesh, are you perhaps on frequency? Victor Uniform 2 Oscar Whiskey, Zulu Sierra 6 Yankee India. Not. Okay, next week. He did mention he'd be on, or he came onto our log, but I will see that next week. That's not a problem. Leon, yeah, very, very nice photos or video with that camera. Really, really works well. And I think I agree with Benno, with a little bit of shade, it was really fantastic signal and very little tiling. I was watching with the wind blowing. Now and then you'd get a little bit, but I had my screen on big, but it really worked very well. So I think you've done excellently there. Let me just check. Yeah, because I had to reset, I didn't reset everything, but it seems okay in the meantime. And it looks like this little camera is doing its job. It's nice and clear. So I'm quite satisfied that signals improved a bit. Right, guys, I think I'm going to call it early on the net today. But I will leave it running for whoever wants to take over and continue. More than welcome. But I've had 2 turns and everyone else has. So I'll basically close the net, but whoever wants to continue can certainly continue chatting. That'll be fine. So with that, I'll say 7-3. Hopefully there will be a few more guys on next week, and also with a few nice projects. This time of the year is terrible at our salt mine. We're very busy trying to get all the orders out in the manufacturing side, so there's not time to breathe virtually. Anyway, be that as it may, thanks to all those listening, 21 of them on what do you call it? YouTube. Peter is on. Peter Mack. Good afternoon to you, Peter. And Dirk Hatang, ZS6 Delta Hotel. Hello, Dirk. Nice to have you watching. So with that, guys, I'll just throw it back into the air and go down the list again. Back to you, Bert. ZS6YI. Now signing on this over and bidding everyone a happy week. See you next week.
Okay, thanks for leading the net, Gary. I've reduced my video from 920 to 1080 to 1280 720, yeah? And maybe by moving the cameras, the video quality a little bit better, I don't know. I have to watch several things here. I don't know what the real problem is. I think more... Oh, so yeah. I think the real problem should be probably, I think, the USB 2, USB 2 is a little bit, yeah, too small for the bandwidth, and it would be nice if there was a Pluto with USB 3, but that's not available, so yeah, we have to do it with USB 2, but yeah, lights moving, yeah, I can see, yeah, my side, the picture is not bad at all, but yeah, it can always be better, but yeah. Doesn't matter. Okay, thanks everybody. See you next week from Pop Alpha 3 Alpha Oscar Delta.
Yeah, lots better with the movement there, Bert. Yeah, and no noticeable difference in your picture quality. Spot on. Righto, folks. Nice to catch up again. We'll speak in 3 weeks' time. And yeah, I haven't run away. Bye for now. M5TXJ.
Okay, Dave. M5TXJ in the group, ZS1MM making the final. Gary, I think you've just missed this. You got an email, or a WhatsApp or whatever, from View2 Oscar Whiskey. He said he cannot transmit today. There it is. Okay, nobody commented on what they saw when I switched on the waveform monitor. On my receiver I could clearly see a lot of tiling on my face when the waveform monitor came on. I'll just switch it on again. Victor Scope waveform monitor. You will see a huge increase in tiling in my face. Whereas when I switch it off, that will clear up. Yeah. So yeah, Benno, I don't think it's so much the USB 2. It's just a 333, because you'll see if you in any case, when you drop the lines, your motion was fine, no dropouts. But when you go to 1,000 kilosymbols, then the whole business changes. Everything gets nice and fluid, and yeah, much less tiling and all that. So okay, right. Yeah, Dave, your picture is still amazingly sharp for 540 lines. My goodness. Which of course, yeah, gives you much better stability, because the amount of data you want to push through is much less. But for our picture size, I'm using Scan and Tune, which, you know, the picture is not very big. I can use the other program, but I don't want it so big. I want to see more stuff around it. So Yeah, at that thing, your picture is it's beautiful, unbelievable. Okay, that's it from ZS1 Mike. Miguel, yeah, very nice signal from you, CT3 FM. I have seen you before in QSO with Ed, I think, and I've watched some of your transmissions. Very nice. Okay, this is ZS1 Mike. Then going QRT, saying 73s.
Okay, I'm on the air. Okay, guys, good transmissions with good quality, all of you, fantastic. And Bert, the project I don't comment in the first transmission that I made, your 10 meters, I think it's a real interesting project. I saw some things about that in the last days from the Italian guys and in your net, BATC net too. And in this moment, I don't have antenna for 10 meters because you see the antennas are only for LEO satellites and all that stuff, and for this one new satellite. I had a dipole for 10 to 24, 14 meters, but it's not it's not up in this moment. It's down, all down, and but it's a very interesting project that I perhaps intend to do something about that. We'll see. Dave, it's a magnificent picture. Leon says, and it's correct. It's fantastic. And Leon, I think you had a new camera. I see your face. It's a little red. I think are you using a new camera? I think so. Here I had the better illumination. I had a warm light. It's LED light, and I had a back in the back. But it's not turned on in this moment, and I think my illumination I can improve a little. It's not I think the best illumination. It's not a studio illumination, but it's okay. For the Indian station, I think the guy had some problem and I must resolve that. I can put a new more video here. It's the first setup that I use in our first transmission here. The antenna at that time are in the balcony, and all the equipment in the balcony too. In this moment, all the housing that comports all the equipment are near the 1.2 meter antenna. And this one, this video was from the first transmission on the balcony. The antenna, it's a 80 centimeter antenna. It's not a circular. It's another type of antenna that I can. I don't know the real name for that, but it works very, very well. It's a antenna for the reception of commercial TV for a local network, but it works very well. This is the inside of the box, and in the end of the housing I had the PA and the preamplifier, and all the housing, it's what you call that, sometimes in English for me sometimes it's so difficult to set. It's not my first language. The dissipator, it's sorry for that, I don't remember the correct name, but then I put some some fans in the door, and now it works very well. In this moment I have a temperature about 35 degrees inside of the box, and this is the helix that I made and usually use in the first cartons, and works very well. Okay, it's all for now. It's my stuff in the terrace, and I think it works very well. So it's all for now. If it is possible next week, I will come back, but it's less time for all the people here at home, and sometimes I'm not at home at this time. But if I had the possibility, I appear, no problem at all. Okay, congratulations. See you next week. Bye bye. Back to you, Gary. Zulu Sierra 6 Yankee India for the final. Bye bye.
Okay, brilliant. Really working very well. And beautifully made, Miguel. Beautifully made. And yeah, after reset VLC is okay. That's Adam. Okay. And David Shaw. Okay. But it's all working well. I've done a little experiment just for Leon's sake. I've dropped the, yes, but I've got a red face. Guys, I've got a red face because I have a red face. I was in the sun all day, well, most of yesterday afternoon and today. And it's now starting to talk. I'm starting to look like a turkey, so I'll have to get something done to it quickly. Yeah, when you have grandchildren, you do stupid things, I can assure you. But anyway, I do want to thank Peter Mack for listening or coming on, to Dirk, ZA6 Delta Hotel, to, of course, Albert, Ocean November 4 Alpha Alpha Hotel. He's always watching on the YouTube channel. To Gunther, Delta Delta 8 Golf Whiskey. To Fokker, Papa Echo 1 Juliet Tango Uniform. And to Henry, ZA6 Mike Charlie, who might be back next week this time. He's in Portugal, Miguel, and I think he's going to set up a station. He has a home in Portugal, but not Madeira. I don't think it's Madeira. But so he's going to set up a dish and a potty. I'll make one for him during the week or so. He only goes back next year, so there's enough time. But he's got spare equipment to be able to come on. But here, the Kate, I tell you what, I've got a red face. So with that, guys, I'm definitely QRT, opening the frequency to general use and thanking everyone for being on frequency today. This is ZA6YI, now definitely QR Tokyo. This is ZA6.
Yeah, okay, Miguel, and cheers, Gary. Miguel, my face is also very red because I was flying model aeroplanes earlier today, 12 o'clock, just after 12 o'clock. So middle of the day, I was at the airfield flying my